Hello everybody, my name is Antoine, welcome back. The Kalterkrieg, let us continue on for last left off. So, we are currently passing, or I think we just have passed, some new tax legislation. We've been able to cut taxes, we're no longer in a war. So you know what, we are going to give back to the people. There's a little bit of their money back. Aside from that, we're gonna get some subsidies. I think overall, everything for us, I hope I didn't break my mic. I think everything for us is going very well. Right? But I'm still not 100% trustworthy of the Russians. How many troops they have? 94 to 154. We have the front with them basically completely covered, but I'm still a little bit worried, right? Because Sevenkov is still in charge of Russia. We've been kind of trying to have some peace talks with them, but it really hasn't actually gone that well. Okay, we have a new president of the American Union State. How are they doing? They're still Orthodox longest. That's fine. Again, I don't know if we really care too much about the American Union State. I do know that they're slightly Reichspakt aligned in the Cold War. You're infiltrating the army right now, Russia. What about you? Why don't you go to... You know what? You also go to Russia. I mean, Russia's really the only threat. I mean, I know technically we're also in a... Cold War with the Entente, but I'm honestly not that scared of them right now. Maybe I should be, but I simply am not. For our research, we can't take you quite yet. You know what? Let's get a countermeasures. These don't do anything, so we'll ignore that. 1950, a little bit more research speed. Industry, you're 1951. Everything that's like cheap and also like not a million years at a time. 1950. Air stuff. Yeah, we have stuff for 48. So you know what? We'll get these planes going. The formation of the Dutch Party. The results of expanding our campaign against the liberal parties have been more effective than we anticipated. Earlier in the day, 5 members of both the left and right wings of the LVV announced their resignations from the party and the formation of a new party, the Dutch Party. They stated that this decision was necessary as they no longer believed that the LVP had the best interest of people in mind, and while hinting their doubts to the loyalty of Germany and the Kaiser. They have already reached out to the DNEF to formally join our coalition. Negotiations are currently taking place, but each side expects that they will announce their alliance shortly. This would mark the first instance of a liberal-leaning party firmly joining us, which further strengthens our hold over the Reichstag, and with our supporters, we can help them siphon even more of the liberal vote. Okay, so there's now a new party. The Market Liberals are going to change their name. The Market Liberals are going to join the coalition. We love to see it. And are they in here? The answer is no. I don't know if this will update at some point or what's going on, but this whole thing might not actually work 100% right now in the current version of the mod, but I think that's fine. You also have no supplies. Can I mass motorize you? Yeah, absolutely. We have the trains, we have the trucks. Our logistics are great. So we're pretty happy with you. Can you declare war on us? Is that a thing that you're able to do? Germany? I mean, not in this tree, but I mean, it might be possible. Also, things are 49 in our favor. Second Weltkrieg, 25. 9 on military spending, 8 on international spending, 6 on economic power. Basically, the Entente just sucks. I don't know if it's like an AI issue or if the Reichs... I mean, Germany obviously is a bigger economy than Canada will be. Like, in any context, I can't see Canada actually overcoming German power. Northeast Federation is puppeted. Not a big deal. I just don't see how they could possibly threaten us. They don't even... I don't even think they have, like, the nuclear bomb yet. So, like, what are the Canadians even doing? Cooperation with Krupp is going to give us some cheaper artillery. Extra research slots? I mean, that would normally be, like, kind of nice. But, like, as I've kind of stated, we don't really have that many things to actually research. And then you require aftermath of the revolt, which has not actually happened yet. Expand. Yeah, let's expand you. I mean, stability, war support, more political power. I mean, I know our stability is already great. Our war support's actually still pretty good. But having it be even higher is never going to be a bad thing. Because of the recent attention, investment, and expansion of the DNAP, the Republic has taken notice. There's also the DNP's work has borne fruit. Following their successful party conference, their numbers have swelled by several factors. It is not surprising that this happened. For the first time, the common, honest, and loyal German working man has a party that properly represents him. Now German labor does not associate themselves with syndicalists, socialists, and the left wing. Based on the pace of their growth, the DANP is currently on track to put the strong showings in the upcoming elections. And if we are fortunate, weaken the SPD in the process. Though their sudden rise has undoubtedly gained them new attention, we can expect other parties to take notice and react. More stability. When is the election? I'm not too sure, because this doesn't say. And there's now the Chinese Civil War, so it looks like the North and South China have gone to war. Not a big surprise. I think that's kind of everything. Everybody knew that was going to happen. Okay, how's the economy going? 0.12. No, like, we just keep getting better. It's crazy. Okay, for production. We have new jets. Are you both the same? Are you both... You're actually both... Okay, we don't actually need two of you. Delete this. And we have jet fighters level 1. Great fair. Oh, do we not have, like, the parts? That's fine, actually. I'm actually completely okay that there's not the customizing of the airships, which is good for airships. What the fuck am I talking about? Like the fucking Hindenburg? About the jets. Because I'm always bad at making them, like, good. I think I always make them too expensive, and then I never feel enough. Anyways. The Colonies Volksstratung is one of the oldest German papers in Germany. Founded in 1868, and the largest Catholic-oriented paper currently in circulation. They possess outside influence, especially among the Catholic population, and has been a paper with a clear liberal slant. Outright banning such a prominent paper would be difficult to do without significant backlash. Instead, alternative efforts were made to restrict its reach that had successfully disputed their output, including revoking their ability to distribute in several major cities, leading to their paper being quite literally taken off of the shelves. While they remain able to print, their circulation has dropped significantly, and as a result, we can expect their influence to gradually diminish to the point where they can be permanently shuttered with minimal controversy. And we have some other stuff going on here too, right? Also, we can hide you, because we no longer are trying to pass any legislation. We still have over a year until we need to actually pass, we still have over a year for the Enabling Act, so we have time. And I'm going to assume that the Enabling Act, when that expires, is going to trigger an election, so we want to try to get that done ASAP. But I'm assuming we're needing the Cologne revolt, and I don't know when Cologne is going to rise up. So you know what, actually, let's do the secret police expansion. Reichstag supports, we want to hide this. Yes, okay. Now, we're going to lose a lot of support, but honestly, that's fine. It's not, again, we don't need it. If we're not passing legislation, we don't need it whatsoever. The SPD has announced the DNAP. The rise of the DNAP is not going to be unnoticed by the rest of the Reichstag. Chief among them, the SPD. The SPD released a strong announcement of the DNAP, attempting to paint the DNAP as pawns of the Reich Chancellor, controlled by the government, and whose feign their support for the common labor causes an interest. They fixated on several senior members of the DNAP, whose rhetoric or actions have not matched their actions in an attempt to delegitimize the DNAP in the eyes of the people. While this is undoubtedly a smear campaign by the SPD against a perceived rival, it has had the effect that they desired. The DNAP scrambled to preserve their image and credentials, while simultaneously denying the accusations. It can be expected that the SPD will be working hard to undermine the DNAP moving forward, and their institutional strength compared to the DNAP will give them the advantage if not properly accounted for. I mean, it's a little bit of stability loss, political power loss as well, but I mean, we still have like a lot. We're gonna hit 150. Professional army, military spending goes up for a little bit more organization. I mean, the organization would be nice, but we're spending so much on our military already that but I don't want to cut it down to semi-professional either. Even though that is a 25% reduction. Because how much money are we paying right now? We're 61 factories. So an increase... I mean, actually... Consumer goods have gone down, which is actually helping us a lot. I think we don't do anything regarding that right now. Can't do anything with any of you. Export. What about, like, free trade? How many resources do we have? Do we have, like, a ton spare? Importing 32. I mean, we have a ton of you. You know what? I think we probably can afford free trade for that. I mean, it's only a little extra factory output, which is actually like not that incredible for us. Harsh mobilization, we cannot demobilize right now. Conscription, I mean, we could. I mean, going down conscription doesn't actually do anything either. At least not right. At least not right now. So, you know, what about small arms manufacturers? We get Mauser in here. Motorized total artillery, 50% cheaper weapons. You know what, Sauer and Son, congratulations. Let's get you in here. And are you okay? And the individual weapons and stuff don't actually have their own companies either. It's just based on the research and production, which is fine. I'm assuming it's because the mod's been in the making for so long that they haven't actually had the ability to import those mechanics into the current version. But honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. Also, I don't know, are you going to go away, or are you just going to be in the corner of the screen forever? Because, like, I understand that these two are at war, but I don't know if this pop-up... We might actually need to save and reload. That might fix it. The elimination of the KAPD. Communist Workers' Party of Germany, known primarily as the KAPD, has never gained much support among the public. And as the notoriety of the syndicalist movement grew, even few associated with them. Shunned by the SPD and other left-leaning group, the only reason people believe they haven't been outlawed is because of their irrelevance. A grace period that has come to a sudden, quiet end. Following the arrest of several key members of the KAPD for illegal activities and syndicalist sympathies, the remaining leading members formally dissolved the party, ending Germany's last communist party. In their statement, they claimed that to continue the party would only put their lives and livelihoods at risk. However, few heard their words, and they passed on notice that not even many newspapers recorded the news. Nonetheless, the end of the KAPD signals yet another death knell for syndicalism influence in Germany. Okay. The Radical Socialists, I mean, they have no support right now, which is good. The BKD, KAPD, we don't want them to have any power in Germany. It doesn't help us out. We do not make any carrier-based fighters. You know what? Carrier, wartime... Sure, there you go. We'll make some carrier fighters. Not a ton. But we'll at least get one of them to get that notification. You know what? We are going to save and reload, so I will be right back. Okay, excellent. We are able to get the notification off of my screen. We still have the thing here. Danubia has canceled their non-aggression pact with us. Sure, Danubia, are you planning on potentially going to war with us? That's very rude. You know what? Actually, I think I do know what the real problem is. Just 1 second. Okay, I think I fixed the issue. And the issue is that I was actually running the mod on the previous version of Hearthfire 4 because that is what the new order needs in order to work, because that hasn't been updated recently. But I mean, things should be working well. We've gotten our secret police upgraded, and following that, what do we want? I mean, we got the rocket program, it gives us some more decisions. Sounds good to me. Where is this? Is that Poland? No, maybe. Anyway, we'll start this up. What do we have now for our secret police? Log socialist agitators, 3% more support, establish surveillance on the SPD. Let's get, I mean, let's infiltrate the SPD first. That'll take 49 days. And we're getting, 1.18, so it's looking pretty well. Madagascar's revolted. That seems bad. People in Madagascar are taking up arms and sought to overthrow the German garrison in the area. We received reports from the Colonial Office that the locals of Madagascar have stormed the capital and are trying to throw out the Skullstruppen from the island. Obviously, we have a choice to make about how actively we want to be involved ourselves here, as the government in Dar es Salaam has assured us that the matter is one of local unrest that they can handle. I don't know if that's true, but we will see. Well, I mean, it's not like they've actually revolted, but that might just be an internal thing. We'll kind of have to wait and see on that one. Again, it might be something that's not actually even in the game yet. So we are up to 47, the Madagascar War. That's 10 points for the Entente. Okay. The revolt in Madagascar has kicked off an era of unrest in Middle Africa. That gets the Canadians 10 points. Canada! Did you and your stinky liberalism try to influence Madagascar to revolt? You poutine-eating motherfuckers. How dare you? How dare you? You will rue the day. Okay, Earl Warren's been re-elected as president of the Pacific States. That is fine. Forward circulation changes. Despite the clear necessity of an amendment to the press censorship laws and the Brunel's efforts to halt the circulation of the dangerous materials, there remains plenty of individuals and groups who are willing to take extreme measures to circumvent the law through purportedly legitimate means. The SPD has been using their significant organizational strength and connections to circumvent these restrictions for media outlets that are directed, tied to, or supported by the SPD. For every one of these criminal papers shuttered, circulations of dissident materials remain in circulation. It is clear the SPD has no intention of complying with the law, and are signaling their willingness to fight it either by forcing us to take stronger measures, or relent and accept the state of affairs, with the expectation that they know where the line is drawn. No, we will keep on rooting them out. Do not give the SPD an inch. We will enforce our censorship laws, and they will accept it. They will be happy. Okay? Do we even need all these troops on the border with the Nubia? I don't even think so. Do we even have our best generals on this? You're 4-3-3, 5-4. You know what? Actually, let's just So that's not what I want. Put you back here. I want this general on this army. Actually, no. Let's just do it the other way. Yes. Following this, I want you guys to assign yourselves into this army. It's annoying that you're like 2 units over. So, you know, let's take 2 of you. Let's just say these 2. Why not? Then we'll make you into a new army. Let's just go with someone who's a little bit weaker. And you will just be army defense for ports along the German coast, in case maybe Russia tries to navally invade. I don't know if they will, but, you know, on the off chance that a war breaks out, we want to be prepared, right? And then what I'm going to do with you is I'm just going to throw you into a new theater so I don't have to look at you anymore. And aside from that, the rest of you will be on this front. Delete this. Now, you'll probably reorganize yourself somewhat, but that's okay. For offensive line like so. I mean, I think things are going pretty well. Syria has declared a civil war. That is fine. It's now between the Arab Republic of Syria against the Social Nationalists. And Kurdistan's also declared themselves independent. We'll see kind of how that goes. More infrastructure, research slots. That, what do we need for you? We need all of these. So let's go with Modelstadt Essen. I mean, I appreciate... What are you guys doing? I appreciate that they have put everything in German, because it makes sense that everything would be in German for us. But at the same time, it is a little annoying, because I don't read German even a little bit. So I'm sure my pronunciations are fucking atrocious. Okay, unassigned divisions. Why do you have so many unassigned divisions? Where did you all come from? Well, for right now, just go on the coastline. We'll figure out if we want to put you somewhere else later. Because Italy, are you, you're in the Entente. Unrest in the Rhineland. The Rhineland has been in turmoil since the liberation from the French invaders. The collaborationist government that was set up after the initial occupation, along with the subsequent occupation, has left visible scars upon the region. Its infrastructure is in ruins, and capital flight has left our former industrial heartland desperately weak. Despite our best efforts in rebuilding the region, it is clearly not going to be enough to satisfy the Rhinish residents. General discontent due to received lack of support has boiled over, and there's also been regular protests and strikes throughout the region. Long-serving mayor of Cologne and a veteran central politician, Konrad Anir, has often stays out of Berlin affairs, and following his failed stints in federal politics. However, the old man has lodged an official request to the Karlsmat, requesting that he aid in de-escalation efforts. Of course, many avenues of assistance lays open to us. Even Bredau has already said that he vetoed any action as seen as being too lenient on syndicalist sympathizers that infest the Rhineland, which includes ordering loyal paramilitaries to stand down. Hunt for leaders. Award police and Rhineland emergency powers to enforce... let's give them some emergency powers to embolden the police forces in the Rhineland. It gives us the political power that I would like. Let's merge these guys together. Cost 50 political power, but we'll get that done. Sounds good to me. And what else do we have? Decision available. This is for redevelopment. Okay, it's actually down here. So state population goes up. Construction speed goes up a little bit. We get some construction. You know what? Sure. Let's develop one of you for now. We'll develop around Dortmund, Westfalen. Jerusalem has fallen to the Holy War Army placeholder. So there's now a war in Palestine, between Palestine and Israel. We'll see how that goes for them. And I think aside from that, things are going pretty okay. The detention of social activist. Earlier in the day, the Verbo executed several raids throughout Berlin and several other major cities in the homes of known political activists. Few were surprised by the news, considering that the targeted individuals were known to hold strong left-wing views and suspected syndicalist sympathies. Following the arrest, the Verbo announced charges against the activities, confirming them as socialist. Several pieces of seized evidence were shown to journalists, which clearly showed support for socialist policies, individuals, and movements. The Verbo announced that they were thoroughly reviewing the evidence and warned that any individual connected to these criminals would be found and arrested. The released evidence was not wholly accepted by skeptics, suggesting that the evidence presented was thin, and while they might have been socialist, it is not evidence of deeper syndicalist sympathies. However, the skeptics are a minority, and backlash has been minimal. Time will soon tell what the Verbo discovers as they dig deeper. Okay, but with unrest in our island, wars breaking out in the Middle East, and in Madagascar as well, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, click some down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.